Mum was quite a strong feminist even in her early life, even though she didn't know she was a feminist, but instinctually she was very egalitarian. So I grew up in a fairly unusual household where women were given as much importance as men, and where the mother of the house, my mother, fought constantly with my grandmother who lived with us, who came from another generation and who didn't believe that women should be men's equals. Basically, what happened was I was really involved in the women's movement, which was growing at that time. We were confronted with a lot of questions like, where is, why is dowry taking the form it's taking? What sort of violence do women face? Where is it coming from? What's its history? And we could find no material that could help us to understand, because there was very, very little published work. Because I was in publishing, I raised this with my bosses, saying, why aren't we doing books by women, about women? And they didn't seem to think there was anything there. I mean, they were all really nice men, and I had a lot of my education in publishing I owe to those men. But basically they said, books by women, about women, do women write? Do they have anything to say? What will we do? Is there a market? And so I thought, well, okay, if they're not doing it, maybe I'll do it myself. But it took me, I think, when was it? I left in 78. I set up Kali in 84. So it took me 6 years to think about it, to see if it could be realistic. By that time, the person who became my business partner, Ritu Menon, she was working in a publishing house in India. So the two of us came together and we started to do it. We had no money. We did what is called jugaad. Nowadays it's got a term because men also do it, but women do it instinctually and naturally. So I'll tell you its story that in 1987 or thereabouts, I think it was 2 or 3 years into our publishing, we were visited by a group of women. There were a bunch of village women from Rajasthan as well as 3 or 4 urban activists who were with them. They told us the story of this book called Sharir Ki Jankari. It's here. And this is a book that they created as part of a program called the Women's Development Program. And then they tested the book in the villages. They had 2 copies. They tested the book in the villages and everybody laughed at them and said, this is an unrealistic book. You never see a naked woman in a village. How can you call this And so they went back. Look at the ingenious thing. How do you create a book about the body without showing the naked body? You have to. So they went back, they thought about it, and they came up with some ingenious solutions, and I'll show those to you. So here you see this woman is fully dressed like a Rajasthan village woman, lehenga, choli, and then odhni, and then you have a little flap and you lift it up and you see how she's made from inside, very modest, then you cover it up. Then it's not only because you don't only not see a naked woman, you don't see a naked man either in a village, no? So Mr. Man को भी कपड़े पहना दिए उन्होंने. So here's Mr. Man, धोती पहनी हुई है जैसे पहनते हैं. फिर आप धोती को उठाएंगे. Then you see how he's created. Then you lift up the dhoti further, little flap. Then you lift up this dhoti here, and you see all the little male, female sperm with ribbons and such like, and all of that. So they came to us with this book, and we just thought it was completely ingenious. And so we said, okay, and we printed 2,000 copies in the first run. They had sold them in the villages before we had actually got them off the printing press. And since then, we've done about 80,000 copies of the book. It's been pirated into different languages. And we have not lost a paisa on it, and we have not gained a paisa on it. But we've reached 70,000 women at least. What could be better? So there's nothing quite as heady as doing your own thing and doing something you believe in if you're doing something that you really believe in, that you really enjoy doing, that you want to do, the excitement is carried through into your life. And I think that's the first thing, to really love it. And most entrepreneurs love the work they do, which is why they take it on. And not to think of business as a dirty word. Many of us who come from the kind of background that I have come from, which is not a corporate background, we come into it because of our political beliefs. For us, being in business is like earning money, earning a profit. These are no-nos. But I've learned over the years that it's stupid to think that, and you have to be realistic. But what you can do is, in your entrepreneurship, bring in as far as possible ethical business practices.